again, Alex Ovechkin scored 40 goals in the season, passing Wayne Gretzky's most 40-point goals in the season. The goal, however, came at a very questionable time. Many thought that Dylan was the one who hit the goal, and however, it was confirmed upon further review that actually the puck never touched Dylan, so therefore it was all credited to the captain, Alex Ovechkin. In this game, Alex Ovechkin notched his 13th season with 40-plus goals. That gave him now the record for the most 40-point goals over Wayne Gretzky at 12. It's been fact that since Ovechkin came into the league 05-06, that no other player had a season of more than 6 40-point goals. They had 40 goals in 6 seasons. So Glenn, being the resident NHL guy, what is your reaction to the goal, and what is just your overall takedown of Alex Ovechkin?
Alex Ovechkin has definitely solidified himself in a minimum of the top 10 all time in the NHL with these numbers, and I think he's obviously the greatest goal scorer of all time. But anytime you pass Wayne Gretzky, like we always talk about this, and like in the hockey world, in every other sport, there's a debate for the GOAT, and whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, whether it's football, there's always a debate. I know Brady's kind of running away. Brady's ran away with it now, but there's so many positions in football. Like if you take wide receiver, it's still a debate. If you take tight end, there's so many different positions where you debate. Hockey, there is no debate whatsoever. The greatest player of all time is Wayne Gretzky. It's just mathematics at that point because he's just so far ahead of everybody else in statistics and all that stuff. So, but anytime you can catch him in anything whatsoever, I mean, the amount of times you tied your laces is something you're impressive with. But Ovechkin catching him in 40-goal seasons, and at his rate, he could be passing him in goals in the next 2 years. So I think it's great for Ovi. He's definitely solidified himself as the greatest goal scorer of all time in my mind, because not only is he doing these incredible numbers, he's doing them in an era where goalies are a lot not necessarily better, but they got more equipment and they got more padding and they're more goalie based. Like if you look at goalies today as opposed to back then, just pure size alone is ridiculous. I mean, if you put some of those goalies back then with today's equipment, they may never let up a goal whatsoever. So, and it's just a faster game, and obviously that's all part of the sport. But I definitely put Ovi all-time goal scorer without a doubt, and just the way he continuously at this age can put up all these incredible seasons, it's insane, and it's great. The fact that he only has one Stanley Cup is crazy in my mind, but nobody deserved it more when he got it, without a doubt. And that for a bit, that Crosby Ovechkin debate now is always always up for discussion. But now Ovi's got a lot more good things going on his side, so I'm excited for him, and congrats, big shots out, of course. And I've been watching him my whole life. Got a little Alex Ovechkin puck right here that I was showing. So, yeah, he's definitely been a flyer killer, so much that he killed them, like put him in the ground, buried him multiple times. But he's just a great player to watch and legend without a doubt. Yep, got the shovel, put it down, had a nice service. He spoke nicely he gave a nice eulogy. It was very, very nice.
Definitely.
Very, very nice.
But yeah.
Big shouts out to him. Congrats.
Big shouts out to Ovechkin. Yes, sir.
Grade 8 does it again.
Yes, sir. Ovechkin become just the 5th player in NHL history with 40 scoring 40 or more goals at the age of 37. Again, just the 5th player ever to do that. So that just obviously lets you know that. Well, we already know Ovechkin is obviously one of the all-time players without question. But he's just more so, like, let's say, solidifying his greatness in the sport of hockey. So big shouts out to him. Kind of crazy. When I first seen the goal, many people were wondering if it was actually his or was it more of his assist. Me personally, even if it did hit the guy's goal, obviously, even if it did hit his stick, I personally would have still gave the goal. I don't care. That's just me. But I mean,
it's like in basketball when somebody who has like 4 fouls somebody, and then you have one. You're like, no, I found him.
yeah, oh
I
yeah,
found him.
I mean, yeah, I was on the bench, but I fouled him. I definitely ran
It's like,
on the
yeah, no,
court. I
you can
took
have that goal. I didn't touch it. I promise.
right, yeah, no, but definitely though. I mean, I was just again just me mentioning like the conversation as just one of the all time players in these sports, and be able for us to be able to witness it is just very very monumental, and it'd be stories that we can tell, like kind of like how obviously the most famous debate of all time is Jordan, LeBron. Many of the guys who say Jordan, they're because they actually watched him play, so they feel like because they watched him, they know how special he was. What he did for the sport. The way he carried it on. Many people thought after Bird, Magic, it was going to kind of go downhill, but like being able to sit here and watch an all time great like Alex Ovechkin stories that we'll be able to cherish and memorize for like 15, 20 years down the line whenever we got, another great hockey player or great hockey players come into the fold. We be able to have these conversations and say, oh, we seen Alex Ovechkin do this, we seen Alex Ovechkin do that. So just something that me personally, just being a in general sports guy, never ever really take for granted. Like I say, to be only the fifth guy at age 37 to do to 40 goals in a season, say again, I mean, it's just pure greatness. So shouts out to him, shouts out to his team. But yeah, major shouts out to Alex.
Is that worthy of a all-out round of applause?
Oh, without question. Without question. Without question. Yes,
Very
sir.
good. Very, very good.
Yes, sir.